So, let's talk about a huge question. Can God be seen? Today we're jumping into that, looking at it from a specific Shiite Islamic perspective. And the answer, well, it gets to the very core of what it means to be the creator versus the created. It all kicks off with one simple but incredibly powerful statement.
Right out of the gate, we get this really powerful direct statement. This is the foundation for this whole way of thinking. It's not a suggestion, it's presented as a fundamental truth. Now, it's worth saying, not every school of thought in Islam agrees on this, but for this one, it's absolutely non-negotiable. But why? What's the logic behind such an absolute conclusion? And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, so to really get this, you have to understand a core idea, the massive difference between the creator and a creature. This one distinction has huge implications for how God can be perceived, and maybe more importantly, how he can't.
What's so fascinating here is how the argument is laid out. I mean, think about it. For you to see anything, that thing needs physical properties, right? It has to be somewhere, in a place. It needs a color, a shape, and it has to be in a certain direction from you. This framework says, hey, all those things, those are qualities of created stuff, of creatures. The creator, by definition, has to be beyond all those physical limits.
And this is where it gets really serious, theologically speaking. If you believe God has a form that your eyes can see, then you're accidentally giving him the attributes of something that was created. And in this view, that's actually a form of polytheism. It's like you're associating God with creaturely qualities, which goes against the whole idea of his absolute, one-of-a-kind uniqueness.
And it's not just logic, there's scriptural backing for this too. This verse from the Qur'an just nails it. It suggests this one-way relationship. Our limited, physical eyes can't possibly grasp or contain God, but his awareness, his vision, sees and grasps everything.
So this isn't just an abstract idea. To make it real, the source material points to this incredible story from the Qur'an. The whole encounter with the prophet Moses on the mountain becomes the ultimate case study for this very principle.
So the scene is set. The people, they're looking for something tangible, some solid proof, and they make this incredibly bold request to Moses. We want to see God with our own eyes. So Moses leads them to the sacred Mount Sinai for what they hope will be that encounter.
And look, even Moses himself, a great prophet, voices this deeply human desire. He asks God directly, "Show yourself to me." It's this raw, powerful moment of wanting a connection that goes beyond just hearing and believing. He wants to see.
God's response here is amazing. It's not just a flat no, it's a challenge, a test. The possibility of seeing God is tied to the strength of a physical object, the mountain. The deal is, if this huge, solid mountain can handle God's glory, then maybe Moses can see him. So all eyes are on the mountain, right? It's become the physical stand-in, the thing that's going to be measured against the unphysical. The test is on.
And boom, the result is instant and just overwhelming. When God reveals just a tiny bit of his glory to that mountain, it doesn't just tremble or crack. No, it completely disintegrates, turns to dust. The most solid, permanent thing in the landscape is just gone. I mean, the sheer power of this, it's too much for anyone, even a prophet like Moses. He just collapses, out cold. It's a pretty powerful way to show that the divine presence isn't something the physical world, let alone our tiny human eyes, can ever handle or perceive. So when he comes to, he's not disappointed. Not at all. It's like a light bulb goes off, he praises God and declares this renewed, deeper faith. The test proved the point. Belief has to be bigger than our physical senses. He realizes he's the first to truly believe in this truth that he just witnessed firsthand.
Okay, so if you can't see God with your eyes, what does that mean? Is God just completely unknowable? Well, not at all. This perspective doesn't just stop there. It offers up an alternative, a higher way of perceiving.
This is where this really cool concept of the realities of faith comes in. It's not about seeing with your eyes. It's about perceiving, understanding, and knowing with your mind and your spiritual heart. It's a kind of certainty that's way deeper than just what your senses can tell you.
And this quote, attributed to Imam Ali, just hits the nail on the head. It draws the line perfectly. It says no to physical sight, but a big yes to another kind of seeing, a spiritual, intellectual knowing that's considered even more real and profound.
All right, let's tie all of this together. Why does this whole distinction, seeing with the heart versus seeing with the eyes, why does it matter so much in this theological view? Well, the answer is all about the danger of getting it wrong.
According to this view, trying to picture God in a physical way doesn't actually get you closer to him. It does the opposite. It pushes you farther away. As we see here, it's seen as a type of polytheism that just puts up a wall between you and real knowledge, and it totally contradicts the core idea that the Creator is unlike anything in his creation.
So at the end of the day, the real takeaway here is this. True faith, true knowledge, isn't about trying to get a picture of God in your head. It's about understanding and fully accepting that he is fundamentally beyond any picture, any form, any comparison we could ever come up with.
And that really leaves us with something to chew on, doesn't it? This whole idea is built on defining God by what he isn't. He isn't in a place, doesn't have a form, can't be seen by the eye. So the question is, how does a faith that's rooted so deeply in the unseen, in what's beyond our senses, how does that ultimately shape the way a person believes and sees the world? It's something to think about.